Hey guys, this is the Villain's Demand. I'm Evan the Great. This is Justin Von Doom, and this is the Bearded Wonder. You're our newest member. What do you got to say for yourself?
Well, the initiation was a little sticky.
Like
But
50-man sticky?
Oh Lord.
Was you in the middle?
you were there.
What did you get in your mouth?
I don't know what that was exactly. Stick.
Oh,
A little
well,
disgusting.
a little chunky.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself, how it came to be.
Well, I was doing my own channel for a bit, Working Class Nerds, and then the people I was working with on that, it kind of fell through. So then I started a little blog called The Bearded Wonder, and then you guys brought me on board. So
Now just more people into the fold. The demand grows stronger. So, Evan Great, what are you doing today?
We're going to start a new series of videos, and we're going to call them Behind the Mask. And what those videos are, they are just going to be videos about a character, his powers, his ability, all the things that make him who he is. And then eventually we're going to have all these videos on all these different characters, and we're going to start putting them together in another video series that JVD's come up with a great name for.
Oh, we're going to call it Crossover Collision. We're going to take two fictional characters and kind of talk about how the battle would go. You see a lot of these on the internet, they're pretty famous, but as fans of comics and video games and anime, I mean, we talk about it just as much as everybody else.
Right.
So, I mean, it only makes sense that, hey, if we're talking about it, why not put it on video and put it out there for people to watch?
Yep. So our first character today, none other than Captain America.
Steve Rogers, Bearded Wonder, take it away.
well, Cap has had a few shields. He's had the adamantium one, the vibranium, and then there was that weird mixture of vibranium and some kind of other alloy.
And he's currently got the one with like the laser blade on the end, the
Yeah.
Hydra Captain America everybody's constantly complaining about.
Right. So either way, that shield is pretty ridiculously strong.
Yeah.
Pretty much indestructible, except for a few times I think it's been broke and repaired by didn't Thor repair it once?
Odin, I think, has,
Odin,
yeah.
But other than that, that's really the only actual weapon that he uses
In
for the most
combat.
part. Yeah. So the other thing would be his uniform. It is both water and fire retardant. It is made of Kevlar, Nomex, and lightweight titanium. It offers a medium level of resistance to electric shocks and force impacts, such as falls from about 30 meters in height. The suit can't be pierced by normal conventional sharp-edged materials or weapons like wood, glass, iron, copper, aluminum, stuff like that. Like it's being thrown around buildings and stuff. It's not really gonna mess up, go through them. It gives a little bit of resistance to high temperatures, like extreme colds, extreme heats. Keeps them protected from that kind of stuff. It includes a wireless communicator in his left ear, and the frequencies are blocked, which makes it hard to trace or to hack into the feed of it. And then a few times you see him carry like a little utility belt, which has most of the time it's mission specific stuff on there, and most of the time there's a med kit with like basic battlefield surgery kind of stuff in there, like gauze, tweezers, stuff like
Stuff
that.
a lot, like bullets, like sutures.
Right, stuff like that. And then he usually has some lock picks, maybe a couple grenades, maybe some military strength cable for like grappling or something.
I kind of thought it was funny you brought up that the suit was water retardant.
Well, that's
so
what
does that keep like Hydro Man from like drowning him?
Yeah, it keeps him from being wet.
Like if you punched him, would it absorb the blow because it's water?
It probably would absorb a little bit, I would imagine.
I mean,
I don't think it'd be hitting him full force.
It's just kind of funny.
Right. Yeah.
So, but with that kind of Captain America doesn't have a lot of gear. He's known for the shield.
Right.
And I mean, and it's taken some changes over the years. The suit's not really such an important part of the character. It's more of like an iconic thing, the look with the shield. And mainly beside the shield, he's known for the super soldier formula as attributes, which we're going to let Evan the Great cover that.
I will. in detail. For those who don't know, I got paperwork because it takes a lot to figure out what all this stuff can do.
Oh, we just want to make sure we get it right to
And
the extremes because over years comics change these.
Correct. But the original super soldier serum was given to Captain America, well, Steve Rogers. But the serum itself is a compound that they still do not know all the ingredients to. They might know in current books, but for like years they did not know.
Yeah.
He was a miracle. They have other ones, but not like him. He was the first one to take it and actually do what it's supposed to do without any side effects. The serum itself enhances all his physical abilities to and beyond peak human.
Pink
Yeah,
human?
there you go.
Pink
human.
Pink human.
So what that means is, like, the fastest runner, the heaviest weightlifter, all that stuff, he's above and beyond every one of those because it's to that and above because it's serum. It prevents the buildup of fatigue poisons that's in your muscles that make you go tired. So Captain America he can go the distance. There we go.
So should we ask Sharon Carter?
I guess we could. So he does not get tired, and he is basically the fastest human, the strongest human for regular, without any like superpowers. The serum gives him all this stuff. His endurance it surpasses any human known. There's nobody that can do that. The strength for the serum itself allows him to press over 1,200 pounds over his head and continuously swing 800 pounds around. So when you go to work and you're swinging around 50-pound boxes, Captain America does that with 800 pounds.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I constantly do that.
No,
I literally do.
His strength is incredible. His speed. I've got all these off multiple different sites and averaged a lot of stuff out to figure out how fast he actually is. He runs at a steady pace of 30 miles per hour, and he can sprint 60 miles per hour. That is insane. Let's see. He can run a mile in 73 seconds. That is barely over a minute.
Yeah, it's basically around like 60 miles. I think it takes 57 miles per hour.
So his speed is insane with the serum. His agility, he can leap 20 feet across any surface, and he can jump 10 foot off the ground. So a standing jump, he can jump from one spot to the other 20 feet. I looked that up. The record for like Olympic runners to do that is like 12, which is insane. So he's that much surpasses them.
So when you look at it, was that just I'm going to leap?
Yes.
Or is that just like putting maximum effort in?
Yeah, putting maximum effort from one spot to the other, you can leap 20 feet that way. I did not know that, which it makes sense. He's
above human.
And that's why I went and did the research. And I looked all this stuff up. Like he can go that far, and I think 11 point something is like the human record. I could be wrong, but I looked up many sites, and that's kind of what I've come across. But 10 foot off the ground, that's easily way higher than anybody else. His endurance, he's highly resistant to gases that limit his focus, and you can't like hypnotize him. Because of his brain works at a quicker pace. Captain America, this is very interesting. I did not know he's quite this quick with his reflexes. This is from multiple sources, including comics. He can dodge multiple gunshots from point blank range from multiple people. So that is pretty quick.
He's got quick reflexes.
Yeah.
Or that be more like how it's that'd be more quick hand-eye coordination.
Yes.
Like as you're pulling the gun, he's watching you and already taking off. He's anticipating it. Yeah.
Yeah, I read about I went into more detail with this one because I couldn't believe he's that quick. His sight and his senses and his hearing and everything is so much quicker and adept than a human. He can hear the bullet chamber coming he's about to cock it and shoot it.
So he's kind of like a low-end Daredevil.
Correct. Which we'll get to some of that stuff later. His durability. I did not know this. I knew he was strong and tough, but this is insane. If you hit Captain America with a metal bar, a metal bat, that would break before his bones would break. I did not know he was that strong.
Is that like continuously hitting him?
Yep. He says you will continuously hit Captain. Like 3 different sites I found this on. Like if you keep hitting him, it'll hurt him, but he will actually not break any bones. You will break the bat first. That's kind of funny to break the bat, but yeah, that's pretty insane. I didn't know he's not quite that durable. He can leap off a 2,000 story building, land on his feet without getting hurt.
Yeah.
So that makes sense that now that I know, okay, he can jump that far and land, not get hurt. Yeah, he probably can take a beating with something. And then as far as all his abilities that go in with these powers, I guess I can cover those too. He's a master at armed and unarmed combat. and there's a lot of stuff that go with that. So I'll go ahead and cover all of it. He's an expert tactician. He leads the Avengers. He leads the Shield at certain points. He leads units of army back in the wars. He's an expert strategist that goes along with all that stuff. He's a master with the shield weapon, which is what James covered. So with that shield, I don't know if you said it. I think it's like weightless to him.
I would imagine.
Yeah, because it's a light metal, but.
And he can swing it around. Some of the things he can do with his strength and his shield together. He can take off turrets off a tank by throwing it and stuff. So yeah, he could cut somebody's head off if he wanted to, which is pretty wild. He's a master acrobat, and I looked into all this. More like gymnast stuff, like dodging and splitting and flipping. Like he does all that stuff. The stuff you see him do in the movies. I'm guessing that's where they pulled this from. His will is just insane. He can withstand like I said earlier. It's really hard to hypnotize him. Any kind of mind altering effects. It's hard to do it because his brain is actually enhanced by the serum as well. And he's also got very resistant against toxins. His body, and what I read up on that is the same stuff that makes him not get tired also fights all the toxins off in the system. So if you try to inject him with something and slow him down, the odds are it's not going to work. Unless you're like, it's magic or something like that. What else we got? He's also an expert marksman. That's with firearms and a shield. He's an expert swordsman. There's all these lists of different things he could do. And he's a weapons master with any militaristic weapon. And any weapon in his hand is dangerous anyway. So all in all, just going over all the stuff Captain America can do, he's fast. He's about twice as fast as any human, twice as strong. He's trained and all this stuff, and his willpower is insane. And the last thing I talk about is the serum. And not only affects his muscles and his body and all this stuff, it affects his brain. So he's able to learn a lot quicker than normal people. And he's also able to, and the reason he's so good of a tactician and strategist is once people do something, he's almost like he's got a photographic memory kind of. He remembers it because his brain is at a higher level when it comes to stuff like that. I'm not saying he's smarter, he just learns quicker, things like that with the serum.
You really did your homework.
Yes. I read into it deep. I did Batman and all the other characters we've got lined up. I've got like 4 of them backed up.
I was going to say, so like if somebody used some kind of like jujitsu move or something that he never had seen before, once he saw them use it, they could use it again.
He would block it the next time.
He would just know, okay, gotcha.
Well, so it's almost like a predictability factor. Yeah. It's not like a Taskmaster who's got photographic reflexes who can legit copy it and do the move the exact same way.
His brain just looks at their reflexes and like how they're going to do a move and a certain angle they come, and that's how he's able to adapt and stuff.
On top of that, he just constantly trains. Like, he's not doing shield work. He's not at the Avengers pool. He's constantly training.
Right.
That's his thing.
Yep. And as far as like a combat style, or what is Captain America? Basically, reading about it, he uses gymnastics, boxing, and karate all in one with this special shield fighting, and he uses the power of his brain and how quick it works to combat people, and he can learn faster too.
Yeah, and like you talk about his style, he's got a real heavy boxing judo mix that he uses. It's a lot of punchings and throws.
Yep.
What in the world, man? Look, this is your first time doing anything with us, and you're just like, you got your vibrator on over there.
I know, man.
And it's ancient too. It's like plugged into the wall.
I know.
Like,
it's crazy.
Get out of the late '80s.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Well, that's how you joined, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so on top of this, we figured we'd try to categorize everything in a way based on strength, speed, durability, and fighting skills based on the information we've compiled for this crossover collision when we get there to kind of give you an idea of what the character is capable of. Now, we're not saying just don't go by what we've got in our own opinions and what we've read, because there's tons of information out there. And these characters, we're trying to get a general idea of them to you so you can base this for yourself. Because, okay, you're bringing up Cat, throwing the shield, taking the turret off the tank. It's kind of like a one-time thing. And we're not so much trying to bring up feats like that when we do this. We're just talking about the character in general, something they do kind of on a constant basis. So with that, let's get to these attributes and what we've decided to bring down in. First with Captain America, Steve Rogers. Strength, we're kind of categorizing him as a 3 and labeling it as superhuman. As in the greats say, he can easily bench press more than over 1,000 pounds. You can look around. He has been seen warming up with 1,100 pounds. And to take that to an extreme, as you said, he threw his shield, took the turret off of the tank.
Yeah.
Speed, he's also a Category 3, superhuman. As Evan the Great said, he runs twice as fast as any normal human. And he doesn't get fatigued from that, so it makes him extremely fast. He can run a mile just over a minute, as Evan the Great said. And as I've got down, his reaction time so quick. Not only can he dodge bullets, he's quick enough to block bullets with his shield once they've been fired. Durability, Category 2, he's durable. He can jump from a plane from 200 feet in the air, crash into the top of a car, taking no damage. He can even take explosions to the chest based on his armor that the Bearded Wonder was talking about, and get up from that explosion. And Gambit, when he kinetically charges inorganic material, I mean, it's a big explosion. If you've read this in the whole Avengers versus X-Men crossover AVX, it's a pretty massive explosion. It sends him back flying like 20, 30 feet, and he gets up and still beats Gambit.
Yeah.
So it's pretty impressive. And then fighting skills. If anything, that's what Captain America is known for in the comics. His fighting skills. He's a Category 5. He's a tactician. He has the most brilliant tactical mind in Marvel Universe. I would say the only person that comes close is Cyclops from the X-Men.
Yeah.
Though Steve's never been known as a master in any of the world's fighting style, he has a unique combination of what I was talking about, boxing and jiu-jitsu. Makes him extremely dangerous when you add that with his shield. This has led him to defeat multiples of Marvel's greatest heroes and even go on par with them, such as Black Panther, Wolverine. One thing I was even looked up is, and I remember this, when him and Thor and Iron Man, I can't think of the miniseries is in, but he literally fights a tavern full of trolls from Asgard by himself with no weapons.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just a small panel where they look at him and he looks at him and he's like, well, let's do this. And then they're all laying around. But still, that's pretty impressive that these trolls who fight Thor constantly, that he takes out by himself.
Yep.
So, with that, anybody got anything else they need to add towards Steve Rogers?
I got a few like little feats, but we want to save those for like special
when we get
occasions.
to the battles, we'll
Gotcha.
talk about these feats. And like we said, by the time this video changes, give it a year, and some of this stuff is going to change. That's how it always goes. That's the world of comics. Like right now, we're stuck in Secret Empire, and God, just people complain. And I'm sure something will come out of that with him that's changed him.
Yeah.
But for that, this is our first video for Behind the Mask, as we've called it. We're the Villains Demand. I'm JVD.
I'm Evan the Great.
The Bearded Wonder.
Keep reading, guys.